drove close to 500 laps around the same track in Le Mans Ultimate. After being absolutely humiliated the day before in the first 4 hours of Bahrain, we decided to put in the hours. Enough was enough, and to get more practice in the car and then run the same endurance race again. Damon and I were absolutely determined to get everything right this time. And would you believe it if I told you that we would be fighting for the podium today? But one moment in the race might just change the course of history. Damien will be in charge of the qualifying again this time. Here's the tricky part about qualifying. You only have a very small window in which your tires are at their best performance. Getting this right was not going to be easy, and Damien was showing very good pace. Okay, Damien's at the P4. Did I mention this was in the top split? Unfortunately, despite our best effort, it was still only just good enough for P5. But this lap time was already a lot faster than the one we did yesterday. But this is when Damien spun for the first time in the qualifying session. This is bad news because these mediums will have to be reused later on in the race, and we cannot afford to destroy these mediums during qualifying. Any type of sliding is going to add a big flat spot on the tires, and it drastically reduces the tire performance and tire life. But it is okay. As long as we don't spin any more in the qualifying session, we should...
Yeah, I tried. GG.
Okay, no more. Was this going to be a repeat of yesterday? No. Not on my watch. Despite our best efforts, we were only good enough to start from P7. And if we're gonna start from the midfield, you gotta get ready to rumble because shit is about to go down. Okay, new tires on. Max fuel. Start driving. We decided to change up the run plan a little bit today. I would do the first 2 stints and him 2 more in the middle, and then I would wrap up the last stint of the day to close it all off, adding up to a total of 5 stints.
All right, Kai, you got this. Stay clean.
Yes.
Good luck, Kai.
Thank you. Grazie. All we needed to do now was to keep it on track. It might not seem like it, but 4 hours is a long race, and anything can happen during those 207 laps. I hold myself steady at 60 kph and await the start of the race. And off we go. We don't get a bad start, but it's not a great one either. And we were kind of boxed in on the inside into turn 1, which into Bahrain is a death trap. The Hyperheart behind is pulling off very early on into the braking zone just to keep himself a little ways away from the potential carnage ahead. Brief moment where they almost go 3 wide into turn 2, but the Hypercar in front gets a big moment, briefly move up to P6, but now it means the car next to me gets a much better run out of turn 2 because I had to lift, and they get a much better run into turn 4. I have to take it very easy into the braking zone here because the tires are not quite up to temperature yet. We're still side by side, by the way. The inside has now turned into the outside and back into the inside again for this long technical right. He thinks of it, but he decides ultimately to back out of it. But we have gained a position on this chaotic opening lap. Everybody's fighting each other so hard in this opening stages of the race. The leaders are separated by mere tenths, and they're going so hard at it. Well, I have the popcorn and the front row seat, and I'm waiting for the moment patiently for one of them to go off track because it is bound to happen sooner or later. Combine this to the hot, scorching sun. If they keep this up, their rears will be on fire in just a couple of laps tops. And less than half a lap later, it happened. Into turn 1, they're following each other closely behind like a conga line, and they're moving all over the place into the braking zone. One of them goes a little bit too deep off track, and this is the moment we've been waiting for. Up to P5 we go. Again, just by doing our own race and staying away from trouble, we have moved up to P5. And it's only going to be a matter of time before the hot, scorching sun catches somebody off guard. I haven't taken it very easy on my rear tires, but I cannot say the same for all of the other drivers around me. Who's going to be the next one to fall, I wonder? Quite a few had some very nasty moments already, and this is only lap 5. On lap 6 into turn 1, the driver in P3 has been caught in an incident, having been clipped or spun his rears into turn 1. That's TTN. it don't matter to me because that's another position gained. And I felt so good. Having learned from the mistakes from the day before, being more comfortable with the setup into the braking zones.
We believe, we believe.
I have never felt this alive, and this is not over yet. Remember when I said in the last endurance video, due to the short nature of this track, we run into traffic quite a lot and very often, more so than we do on the other tracks in the game. And now it's the ultimate test. Who can cut through traffic better than all the others around him? And this is the reason why I could never drive a GT3 in the multi-class, because you just feel so helpless. But the feeling you get when you slice through traffic like a hot knife through butter is unmatched. But hold that thought, because going into turn 4, a hypercar has been tapped around.
Podium, Kai, podium.
Oh my god.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
And just like that, we move up to podium contention. Could this be really it? Could this be the redemption we so desperately sought after? Come on, guy, keep it together now. Keep it together, man. But it only took a couple of laps of that driver to come back in our rearview mirrors, and he's back with a vengeance. This was the net race leader a couple of laps ago, and he is looking quick as hell. Unfortunately, he gets a better run out of turn 2 than we do and overtakes us into turn 4. And I personally think this is the best. Spending too much energy and too much tire life fighting him right now would just hurt our own race. He's easily a second lap faster than we are.
So, just keep pushing.
If we unleash him into clean air, maybe he can catch up to the 2 leaders in front and cause some carnage like he did at the start of the race. Because we will not be able to match the top guys on pure pace alone. At least not yet. But on lap 39, I caught up to the back of the first lap hypercar of the day. And I gotta tell you, we have a great pace right now. And it only took a full lap to catch up and set up an overtake. And this technical long right, he goes a little bit deep, not knowing which way to go with the GT. I'm gonna go slow on the entry and then set up the exit, having to lift a little bit actually, because the hypercar was going so slow out of the corner, killing our momentum.
If you feel like it's too
but
much risk,
blue flag situation, he does not really put up a fight, and into the last corner, we overtake him cleanly. The sun is getting pretty low now. The hot scorching sun from before is no more, and it was time for the first pit stop of the day. Even though we are quite a little ways away from the leaders now, that was a brilliantly managed stint. 1 down, 4 more to go, and if we just do a little bit of Lico through our stints, we should easily make it.
W stint. Let's go. Good first time, bro.
And now we are settling in for the long stint. 42, 43, maybe 44 if we do enough lifting and coasting. Let's see who can be the most consistent. And already a lot of people are still over pushing their tires, and even with the sun setting, it's only a matter of time before it catches up to you. And into turn 1, the hypercar that we lapped earlier has spun around, almost taking us out.
Mamma mia.
That was a close one. We're now sitting in P4 with Travis a couple of laps behind. We're now fighting for P4. Travis is actually a real-life driver, if I'm not wrong. And we've raced with each other in the F1 games under Tatum's banner. But today, he's driving under TTM's banner for Le Mans Ultimate.
With 42, 212, 210, minus 40. 170 laps left. 4 stints. That divided by 4. How much? We need to do 42.5.
Yeah, 1.68 per lap.
1.68 per lap.
And the pace is looking great. We're not losing that much time to the top 3, and we've been keeping Travis at bay, keeping the gap to just under 8 seconds this entire time. And if I can just keep slicing through traffic the way I have been and keep this up without crashing, we might be looking at a very good finishing result today. But on lap 62, everything changed.
Oh, P3's boxing. What
P3
happened?
boxing. Huh?
Yeah. Podium. Oh, he had to tow. He crashed. He had to tow.
On the same lap, I almost crashed into the final corner, but I managed to keep it on track.
I don't know if you saw, Damien. I almost died. I almost died in the last corner.
No way.
Yeah. Go back. Look at the save I just did.
The goal is now clear. finish in P3 no matter the cost. It is now lap 69 and the GT stragglers are everywhere. There's not one corner you go to without seeing a GT3 somewhere in front of you. And we have been getting a little bit unlucky in the last few laps, which is why Travis is now less than 3 seconds behind us. This is bad news, but I have managed to eke that gap out and bring it back up to 5 seconds. Sometimes you get lucky with the traffic, sometimes you don't. And when you catch the traffic, changes things a lot. On left 78, I caught up to the back of the same LMP and I get a much better exit out of this chicane. And I'm flashing to let him know, blue flags. I'm going for it, but he stays very close to the inside of the track and that makes him overshoot. And I'm leaving some space because I don't want to get taken out. And that costs us another full second to Travis. It's basically a timing battle between both of our cars. Sometimes he would gain, sometimes he would lose, depending on how well we cut through traffic. At the end of lap 85, Travis heads into the pits and we stay out for an extra lap. Remember that Travis actually boxed a lap later than us at the end of the first stint. This means we actually managed to do 2 extra laps during our second stint, and this is great news. Any extra lap you can do saves you so much time lost in the refueling later on in the race. And at the end of lap 86 is when we head into the pits. What a great double stint this was. It was now time to hand the car over to Damien and let him take care of the rest. We're down 2 stints, 2 to go for Damien, and 1 last one for me today.
Your car, your car. Oh my god. I am happy with how that went. I'm happy with those 2 stints. Come on, Damien. All right, good luck. Take a few laps to build up the confidence. I think you'll be pretty close to Travis.
And since the fronts have not worn that much, we've opted to only change the rears. It's a very dangerous gamble, but it saves us a little bit of time in the pits because Damien is gonna come out on track with warm fronts and very cold rears. The result is a car that is very nervous. The rear wants to slide because it has no grip. It's all about how quickly Damien can get up to speed and then keep going. Out of the pits, we actually come out 7 seconds in front of Travis. And this is what I mean. The rears are so lively. I pray that Damien can get quickly up to speed and the tires up to temperature because this is an extremely dangerous place to be right now.
Look at this, guys. Oven roasted potatoes. What a great gift.
Since we went a lot longer, we managed to overcut, but this also means that their tires will be up to temperature earlier than ours, and things are not looking good. Travis is looking very quick, and he's already warmed up while Damien is still getting up to speed. And if we want to keep this podium position, we're gonna have to fight for it. But on lap 94, as we catch up to the back of this GT, Damien decides to go down the inside for this left, which turns into the outside for this long right. We get boxed in by the GT, and Travis manages to inch ahead into the braking zone because he had the shorter line. We now lost out on P3, down to P4 again, but there's still a lot of ways to go before the end of the race. Anything can happen in these last 100 laps, but Travis was absolutely on the top of his game today, eking out that lap bit by bit, lap after lap. A 10th here, another 10th there, but Damien is still keeping up quite nicely. But on lap 101, Damien makes a mistake into the chicane after having caught up the GT3 at a very bad time. Our tires have dropped off in performance massively. I'm not sure if it's the setup or just driving style, but maybe we're not running enough downforce in the rear wing, but it just feels like we don't have the same level of confidence in the car as the others around us as the stint went on. But still, it's not over yet. Damien manages to keep that gap to a little under 3 seconds, but we are losing out bit by bit. The hopes to finish this race with a podium is slowly slipping away. We need to find a way to stay close to Travis because this might come down to the strategy in the last stint of the race. Because remember, we did manage to go 2 laps longer in the last stint. And then if we keep going like this, we might be able to gain back enough time in the pits to put up a fight on track. We will also be on brand new tires, so the odds are going to be stacked in our favor. It is now a lap 129. The gap was 8 seconds to Travis as he went into the pits. And just like I had predicted, even though Damien didn't really Lico as much this stint, we were still able to go a lap longer than they did. And by the end of the lap, it was time to go in. And this time, we opted to change the front tires only. And the rears are still in good enough shape to keep going. Or so we thought.
It's the fronts they have to grip up.
Yeah, it's the fronts.
It's not the rears, it's the fronts.
Remember last stint when we only changed the rears, so the rear tires were cold coming out of the pits? This time, it's the other way around.
Okay.
Rears
Yeah,
are
that's
warm and the fronts are cold. This means the car does not turn on corner entry. But understeer is a lot less dangerous than a car that wants to snap oversteer and kill you at any given moment. We're still running 3 seconds in front of Nail, but how long can we keep this up? The rears are already down to 75%. I just hope that Damien can keep it together so that I can fight back in the final stint of the race. But it only took a couple of laps for Nail to catch up to us. He is now less than a second behind us. If we can keep him behind, we might just finish on the podium today. If we keep him behind. And things are never as easy as we hope. On lap 139, while Damien catches up to a Lamborghini, he tries to go down the inside, but he's not close enough. And this opens the door for Neil to go around the outside and take the position into the chicane. Being in a much faster class is so much fun when you cut through traffic, but when it does not work in your favor, God, it feels so bad.
Oh man. How can I get so unlucky there?
For more than 10 laps, we kept this up, staying within just a couple of tenths. All the wear, the tire wear on the rears was kicking up. And sooner or later, a mistake was bound to happen.
No, man.
And this was the beginning of the end. And in the space of just a couple of laps, we had lost more than 4 seconds to Nail. I was thinking maybe this offset pit strategy was not the best way to go about this race. And on lap 156, everything went horribly wrong. This is turn 6. It's a very difficult and unforgiving corner with a downhill braking zone. And when you come around the corner, you already have so much lateral G's in the car that if you don't straighten your wheel or wait for the rears to settle before braking, you can say goodbye to all your dreams.
Let's stop focusing on him and just focus on ourselves, okay?
Yeah, I will do.
No. Do you have a puncture?
No, I have nothing. Oh, I have a puncture. That's why it's fun. I just got a puncture or something.
No, you.
I think.
You had a puncture because you hit the wall.
Alright, I'm boxing
You hit
gun.
the box.
Fuck's sake, man. Alright, you can jump into the car. I'm done with this. You can finish it. I'm so sorry. Fuck's sakes, man. Just out of nowhere. I didn't even break it.
We'll talk after. Don't worry about it.
Despite the puncture, we should have had enough of a lead to still put up a fight in the last hour of the race. But this is when I discover something truly terrible. We forgot to choose to
David?
repair the car from the options menu.
Where's my tire crooked? Where's my wheel crooked? My wheel is crooked. Damien. Why did he just ditch me? Why is my car like this? It doesn't say that I have damage. I can't control my car, man. Why did you hit me? No, my steering. Look, my steering is, look. If I let go of it, it's just crooked. Man, what is this, man? 67 seconds of damage. I think we just retire, man. Honestly, we just retire. Why did you just leave me? I still need spotting. Man, it was going so well. Oh, what the fuck is this? I thought we had no damage. So I didn't put damage repair. I cannot do 50 laps on a single tank of fuel, so I have to box again. Steering damage, like my wheel was like this. Fucking hell, man.
The situation was not ideal, but I decided to persevere and to see this race through. And because of this extra
The
pit
tires are
stop
square.
and the damage repair, we
That's
were now down
fantastic.
to P8. I can't even see Travis on the timing table anymore. This race has gone from legendary to tragic in the space of 2 laps. And into turn 4, I spin again.
I cannot do this anymore. I'm so pissed right now. Oh my god, I have so much vibration. The wheel is shaking so much.
And since flat spots are simulated in Le Mans Ultimate, the result is a lot of vibration when you're going very, very fast at high speeds.
Holy shit. Look at how much my wheel is shaking, man. I have to drive 60 laps like this. Oh my god, man. No, I can finish it. I'll finish it. I don't leave no job unfinished. It just really sucks right now. my whole sim rig is shaking.
Now, we were still driving half a car and sitting in P7 where we started. Things could be a lot worse. And this current tank of fuel is not going to bring us to the end. We're gonna have to make another pit stop at the end. Good news is we're gonna be able to push flat out from here on out. And it was not easy. My whole rig was shaking and I was driving very, very frustrated. This was one of the hardest and the most psychologically difficult races I've ever done. On lap 179, I decided to go into the pits and then change my rear tires because they were all but cooked. Hopefully with these, we're going to be able to comfortably go to the end and I won't have to feel like my arms are going to get torn off by the force feedback down every straight. Now we come out behind P7. But remember, this guy was basically 3 laps behind us. But since we had to do so many extra pit stops, well, that's who we're racing now. And right away, I could go on the attack. He gets stuck behind the GT into the chicane, and I managed to get a better run out of it. I'm gonna use this extra momentum to set up a move into the final corner, maybe. GT moves out of the way, not wanting anything to do with our little battle. Now, this is for position. If we want to finish in P7 today, we're gonna have to overtake this guy. And just like Damien did so many laps ago, he decides to go down the inside, but he wasn't close enough to line up a move. And in trying to avoid him, I leave maybe a little bit too much space on the inside. But better to be safe than sorry. And now we're gonna go down the inside of this BMW while the LMP in front goes again for a crazy send. And I have to avoid the carnage that he leaves behind. This reminds me of that Pimentel guy we raced against in our previous 4 hours of Bahrain.
He just killed that GT. Oh my god. At 1.5 seconds. Let's go get P7. Oh, that felt nice. Oh yeah, these new tires. Well, soft, used new tires.
On lap 183, I've caught back up. So has one of the leaders. And I'm gonna use this opportunity while he goes down the inside to line up a move into sectors 3. The black and lime LMP goes a little bit deep into turn 4, and this is gonna allow me to follow closely behind. I'm gonna actually lift a little bit here, make sure I set up a good entry so I can absolutely floor it on the exit, and now I'm on the back of him within less than a 10. Who's gonna be the bravest into the last braking zone of the lap? And he's going slightly defensive, moves to the inside, which opens the door for the outside line, and I brake just a little bit later. Make sure to leave the room on the inside, and that is going to be a move done. And we're actually keeping up with one of the front runners here, which goes to show how good our pace was, what could have been, as the black and lime LMP goes a little bit deep, catches himself off guard under braking, and spins in a very similar fashion to Damien. At the stand, we're gonna finish in P7, but on lap 191, into the chicane, I get tapped around by a GT. And then on the very next lap, once I recovered, I flash him to let him know I'm here, but then he sees me going up to the left and he still moves across. Is it revenge for the contact on the previous lap? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe he just didn't see me coming. I'm curious to see what you think about it.
Man, this is so shit. No, but why did he kill me like that? Such a waste of my time, man. I have no tires left. I can't even catch up to P7 anymore.
At this point, I had no tires left. Frustration was at an all-time high, but I still pushed through and I finished all 207 laps, crossing the finish line in P8. Was this how I expected my second 4 hours of Bahrain to go? Of course not. It started with so much potential, and to see all of it go away in a single moment, a small mistake no less, was absolutely soul-crushing. And despite not getting the result that we had hoped for, I still went for some donuts, because why not? I finished this race through grit and sheer force of will, and I'm really proud to not have given up. If you found my bad luck amusing, why not drop a like on the video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss out another endurance video. This is Formula Kite signing off, and I hope to see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.